So we have some Chad information. Now, Johnny, the fucked up thing about Chad information is that you sit there, if you see it on a Saturday and it's a long weekend like this weekend was, like it's a Tuesday, we had Monday off. Mm-hmm. If you see a Chad news on Saturday, you just sit there going, oh, shit, it's too early in the weekend. This isn't going to hold. Chad news changes. It changes over and over, like hourly almost. That's why he's so wonderful. And that's why we like to cover it as news on the show. So like last week, he got his channel struck by Kevin. His channel's looking at being taken down. His Twitter got suspended. Just fucking brutalized. Then on Wednesday or Thursday, whatever day it was, Chad went on Misery Loves Company, and they were going to work this thing out. And they were going to remove the strikes, and Chad was going to get his old channel back. Well, he went on MLC, asked for his channel back. Kevin told him, God, what did Kevin had a thing that he wanted Chad to do, and then he would tell Adam to remove the strikes. Maybe somebody can fill me in. Again, this is like 5-day-old Chad thing I'm doing now, so I can't remember. It's too much new news.
He ages in like fucking dog years.
He really does. So Kevin tells Chad, you just have to do this thing, and then I'll remove the strikes. Chad went behind Kevin's back, emailed Adam, and said, Kevin said remove the strikes. Kevin found out about this and lost his fucking mind and yelled at Chad for another entire episode. And Johnny, I will give Chad this. Without Chad, there is no Misery Loves Company.
Right.
Without this drama, without this stuff going on, people are not going to be as interested as they are currently. Every show is about Chad Zumock. I don't think people appreciate Steel Toe enough that we can cut this down to 20 or 30 minutes once or twice a week.
Yeah, we can just land the show on it. We kind of bring it in for a landing on how fucked up Chad is now.
Exactly. So Chad tries to go behind Kevin's back to get the strikes removed. Now the strikes aren't getting removed. Well, now Chad's at an impasse because he has to get his new channel to like 1,000 subs, and he's got to get enough watch hours where he can get his channel monetized and he can take super chats again. Well, over the weekend, one of the things we know about Chad is that when he's looking like the bad guy, when he's looking like a complete piece of shit, garbage, whatever, something
happens to him.
Yeah, something unfortunate and sad always happens to poor Chad Zumock whenever it looks like the chips are down and he's finished. Well, this weekend was no different. I tell you what, Johnny, this guy just has the worst goddamn luck. This was a Patreon post from Saturday. No show today. Unfortunately, I was in a bike accident an hour ago, and I won't be able to do Kumia's Cucks today at 1:05. By the way, I need these boomers to stop using the words cuck and stream sniping. You're ruining these fucking words. These are real things, and you guys are too old to know what they mean to be using them properly. But he says, I won't be able to do Kumia's Cucks at 1:05 p.m. because I was in a bike accident. I am currently at the hospital getting checked out. Due to this, my channel getting 3 strikes from Kevin, and my Twitter being suspended for 6 days, it's just not worth it for me. Kevin couldn't beat me on just being funny, so he had to come for my channel and Twitter. We got to stop periodically to appreciate this. Do you understand the level of fucking 4 horsemen wrestling heel delusional promo cutting this is? It's like Kevin said on Misery Loves Company. You start all this shit, and then you play the victim when you get the shit kicked out of you. It happened the same way with us. We made fun of his content. We didn't start any personal shit or gay ops with this guy. We found him through our cringe. We found
him funny.
We thought he was hilarious because of how bad he was at all this stuff. Then he started responding to it, and we'd play that and make fun of it. It was always criticizing his professional performance. Then he went to kids. Then he went to doxing. Then he went to houses. Then he went to you name it. I mean, the worst of the worst. Emailing April at all hours of the night. And, a while back, Bob asked us if we had anything to send him, if he ever wanted to do anything with it. And April sent him the emails, and Bob goes, holy fuck, I had no idea he was that much of a lunatic. We're like, yeah, that's what we kept trying to tell you fucking people. And somebody tweeted this weekend, they were like, is Aaron not the 4D chess champion of this whole thing? Because it seems like he's really won out on all of this shit. And I'm like, no, it's not that I'm a 4D chess guy. It's that I know I'm right. I know what these things are. I know what's going to happen. And all you have to do is wait. I was never worried about what the outcome of any of this stuff was because I know what it is and I know what's going to happen. So I appreciate that person who tweeted that I'm the 4D chess master. But if you couldn't see this shit coming from a mile away, then you just ain't paying attention. So he thinks Kevin couldn't beat him on being funny. So Kevin had to come for my channel and Twitter. He is worse than Hollywood canceling people. Kevin is a bitch. And if you're a guest on his show, it's only to spite me. I mean, look, Johnny, broken clock, right? Broken clock.
I didn't want to be a guest on MLC, but now that I heard that that's a perk of the package, I kind of want to sign up. Is there a way I can do this?
Just because just know you are also a bitch going on his show because you're not being booked for your talent that you think you have. Thanks to everyone who has my back on this pile-on again. I appreciate it because it is just gross at this point. So, Saturday, Chad had himself a bike accident. Feel bad for me. Kevin's targeting me. Kevin's coming after me. I'm the victim here. This is a terrible, terrible thing. But, Johnny, that was Saturday. And as you said, Chad ages in what?
Dog years.
Dog years. So, Citizen M says you didn't find Chad through our cringe, though. Yes, I did. There was a there was a clip of him saying he was going to get on the Stuttering John. Oh, you know what? You might be right, Citizen M. It might have been the
WATP?
No, the Stuttering John subreddit. You're right. You know what? It might have been that one. You are correct, sir. Sorry about that. Well, anyway, Mikey Two Milks, that further goes to explain that it wasn't about talent. So Chad has his bike accident. He's in the hospital for the bike accident. Now, if you're in the hospital for a bike accident, that's pretty nasty. I mean, that's not just going to Centricare for a couple of stitches.
Yeah, no, if you are in the hospital, I'm assuming they booked you in a room and everything like that. Like ER visits, if it was like a scrape or something, they'd slap a Band-Aid on you and get you out fast. So feel bad for Chad. Chad is very sad, so on and so forth. Well, apparently on Sunday, Johnny, oh no, I'm sorry. The bike thing was Sunday. This next one was Monday. So these are aging very, very quickly. Apparently, whatever drugs they had him on at the hospital that sedated him and made him feel calm and introspective and feel bad for himself, they wore off by yesterday. Uh-oh.
Yesterday morning, and again, thank you to my boy Bill Loney. He's awesome. He then tweeted, put on Patreon, episode 21, Mud Shark Loves Misery, fair use, bitches. Chad was back on the war footing less than 24 hours after his terrible boo-boo from his bike accident.
Uh-oh.
He was ready to go to war again. And it is just like I've always said. It's just like Kevin started saying. You know, Kevin kind of caught this a few months after I did. But it's, better late than never. Kevin said, you start a bunch of shit, people call you out on the shit you started, and then you play the victim. He's still playing victim from me. Like, oh, Steel Toe was mean to me. Steel Toe was mean to me. Steel Toe made fun of how shitty you are. That's totally fair. You didn't make fun of how shitty I was. You made it about kids and houses and, R word with the wife and everything else. You got really disgusting and perverted and stalky and gross. Meanwhile, I kept it on wax and served you, as the rappers like to say. And now he still plays victim like I'm some kind of big boogeyman bully in his life.
We don't even do anything other than this shit.
Covering the news.
We only comment on the stuff he puts out there.
Yeah. Episode 21, Mud Shark Loves Misery. Remember, Johnny, what did his last channel get struck for?
I believe it was stream sniping Misery Loves Company.
Stream sniping Misery Loves Company. And when he went on Kevin's show, he said, I'll stop with all that, and I'll knock off the stream sniping, and you can remove the strikes, and I'll get my channel back. Well, by yesterday, somebody had decided that that's gay, yo. This whole weekend, I studied YouTube community guidelines top to bottom, and there is absolutely nothing Kevin can do against me in a court of law within regards to fair use. I tried to do the right thing. I have to say, no fucking shame on this guy. Again, I appreciate it. I'm a fan of Chad, as Johnny was very fond of saying. There is something about this that is so the Horsemen losing at Starrcade and then coming out the next night and talking about how bad they kicked everybody's ass. I have often compared Chad to Frank Lopez from Scarface when he's begging for his life and going, I never did nothing to nobody. That's Chad. So I tried to do the right thing, but Kevin shoved my face into shit during that process. So now it's all out war. So he was contrite and a victim when he had his bikey boo-boo. And now that the bikey boo-boo is healed, he's back to war again.
What was he expecting? Like, he posts this poor, sad me bikey boo-boo story, and as you called it, yeah. And then fucking what? Like, Kevin's gonna email him or something like, you know what, Chad? I was gay. You can have your channel back. Like, I mean, it's not.
I saw that you got a boo-boo, Chad, from your bicycle. I saw that you had a boo-boo. I like to ride my bike too around New York, Chad. So I'm gonna remove the strikes because you had a bikey boo-boo. And bikey boo-boos aren't gay. Those are, like, serious. So he then says, in all caps, I won't stop until his wife is fired from her job. Give me any information you can get to me because I'm going up against everyone. You want to play dirty striking channels? Let's play dirty. I want all the channels to get striked. He says it's struck, but that's okay. Also, like, Chad has this weird thing where he thinks you can just strike channels and that takes them down. They actually have to commit an offense.
Yeah, you have to win the strike. Like, you have to lobby for the strike and it has to win. And even after that, they can attempt to appeal it and possibly get it taken, removed if they.
There's a fat hack retard that's been trying to strike our channel for months. Nothing happens. Why? Because you being jealous of me is not a strikeable offense. I'm sorry. Me having people that can't get half my views in a month, I'm sorry. That's not a strikeable offense. And believe me, I'm not even successful. You can't even get halfway to not successful. That's not a strikeable offense. Kevin doing whatever he's doing, Chad, is not a strikeable offense. You were playing his show live as it happened and not providing enough transformative content to make it fair use. YouTube saw Kevin's complaint and sided with him. Kevin set this tone, so now it's your duty to strike everyone. This is what we do now, Chad said. And that's the end of that.
This all started when he was saying strike Kevin's channel. Well, all right, that's right. He wasn't telling people to strike it. I was telling them to report it. Right, report it for what, Chad?
Right.
Report it for what?
It's exactly it. He's like, Kevin started this. No, he didn't. It's like Johnny said. You started by quitting MLC, and then you kept it going by stream sniping his fucking show. And then you sit there, and then when you have to pay a price for it, when you have to have consequences for it, you then play the victim and say you did nothing wrong the entire time. Oh, now watch him, Johnny. Now watch him get a strike for false flagging channels. Watch him now get a strike because he's going to go report everything, and YouTube's going to give his new channel a strike because he won't stop flagging people.
Do you think is he going to really follow through with flagging people?
That's
Is
the
he that dumb?
That's a great point. Chad doesn't have a
I
lot
think
of
he might
follow
be lazy enough to say it's war, game on, and hope that people just send him money and subscribe to his Patreon.
That's a good point, because he says he's going to do a lot of these things and he never does. He's going to go to all these shows. He's going to get plane tickets to all these places. He never does. Is he going to get Kevin again? He keeps saying he's going to do these things, like get Kevin's wife fired from her job. Chad, you still have to have a cause.
And the determination to follow through. I feel like he's got a lot of bluster while the show's on and the camera's in front of him. But as soon as that camera turns off and that bottle of Tito's is staring him in the eye, he's got a night planned.
Steven Weisfeld says, I hope so, because he deserves everything he gets. He's a lowlife. Balls Deep had a great comment a while back. Where was it? He goes, I knew this is how the podcast wars would be fought. Sad. Yeah, guys, these old men, these boomers are not going to be able to control themselves. They're going to do all the gay ops. It's all going to melt down. I've always said this. These shows will not be around in 2 years. Now, some people would say they're not going to be around by the end of this year, but I think they still have enough gas to make it. But these shows won't be around in 2 years because you don't do a show. You do drama. Like Gino says, it's Vanderpump Rules. It's Keeping Up with the Kardashians. It's shitty reality TV, and people have a very short memory for shitty reality TV, and they move on to a new one very quickly. Bill,
As you cool off a bit, they find the next hot thing.
Yeah. Bill Oney says boomer blood sports. Exactly. Like, whether our numbers go way, way up or our numbers go way, way down, no matter what happens to us, we will always have a core group of people that love and support the show because we're a morning show that gets them through their day at work. But this drama shit, if that drama shit goes away, what base do you have? I think the only one that survives out of any of these, and John raises a great point, is going to be Misery Loves Company, because A, that's who Kevin is, and B, he's been doing this show for a decade or so. It's not going to see the success that it's seeing right now once all the drama stuff goes away, but Kevin is kind of like us, where he has a group of fans that are loyal to him and will stick around. Lemmy with $10. Oh, hello, Lemmy. Says the stash makes you look like iDubbbz's creepy uncle. Hey, what happened to you watching this show quietly and privately because you were afraid people were going to make fun of you for watching it openly? Go back to doing that. You're hurting my feelings, you monster.
It's not wrong.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. I mean, Balls Deep was ashamed to be associated me with for a while, but at least he kept it nice and quiet. When he came back, he was nice to me. Lemmy was ashamed of me and lurking and watching quietly and wouldn't tell. I was that friend she hung out with during the summertime, and then when school started, she forgot I existed and didn't tell anybody that she hung out with me. Now she comes back
to the cool kids table like nothing ever happened.
Yeah, Lemmy comes back. She wants to sit back down at the table, and then she goes, you look like a pedophile. Thanks a lot. Thought it would have been, hey, nice to see you. Great to be back. Michael B. says, I always hated you, Aaron. That's all I'm asking for. A little consistency. That's it. Balls Deep with $10 says, Lemmy is a good person. LOL. Also, sup, Johnny. Well, now, fuck you too, buddy. I can't do this shit for too long because, as you've seen, this show attracts new audience members, and they always think I'm serious when I do that. So I can't have fun leaning into my vitriol. Because people go,
then when we do fun bits later, too, they're like, oh, well, he's not mad now.
Yeah.
He's not as excited.
I'm never mad. I'm always fucking around. That's me. Aaron looks like he fought on the losing side of the psalm. Wow, that is a good one. As a history buff, I love that reference. So
I don't even get it. I have to admit.
Wronghole Rick says, Boomer Blood Sports is a Mersh reference. Okay, cool. We'll give the proper credit. Yeah, I don't, and yeah, Mersh and I both called that they were going to start doing gay ops. And again, I don't say Mersh and I called it like we're the smartest guys. Anybody could fucking see it. I'm sure a lot of you saw this going to this level.